Over the past few years, the race for global dominance in electric vehicles has turned into one of the biggest geopolitical and economic battles of our time. On one side is China, already the world's largest EV market and manufacturer. On the other side is Europe, desperate to protect its car industry, which has been the backbone of its economy for decades. This isn't just about cars, it's about global power, innovation, and who leads the green transition of the 21st century. So how did this EV war begin? Why is it intensifying now? And what does it mean for the future of the auto industry worldwide? The story of this battle is reshaping industries, jobs, and the future of mobility itself. China didn't just stumble into EV dominance, it engineered it. With billions in subsidies, tight state planning, and a long-term vision to dominate clean energy, Beijing pushed its companies to innovate faster than their rivals. Today, companies like BYD, NIO, and XPeng are household names in Asia and increasingly in Europe. China now produces more than 60% of the world's EVs and sells them at prices Europe can't match. Even Tesla relies on its Shanghai Gigafactory, a sign of how deeply integrated China is in the global EV supply chain. For Beijing, EVs aren't just about cars, they're about export power, jobs, and global influence. This was a carefully planned strategy, not just an economic accident. For Europe, cars aren't just products, they're part of its cultural identity. Germany, France, and Italy rely heavily on auto exports, with brands like Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, and Renault employing millions of workers. But Europe's giants, once leaders in luxury and diesel, have been slow to adapt to electrification. The result? Chinese EVs are entering European markets faster than domestic producers can compete. In some countries, more than 20% of new EV sales already come from Chinese brands. European leaders fear that without urgent action, the continent could lose its most important industry, along with the jobs and innovation tied to it. The decline of this industry could ripple across Europe's entire economy, from steel to energy. In 2023, the European Union launched a high-stakes investigation into whether Chinese EVs are being unfairly subsidized. If proven, Brussels could impose heavy tariffs and trade barriers directly targeting Chinese exports. But China has already warned that retaliation would follow, possibly hitting luxury cars, wine, and agriculture imports from Europe. This confrontation has the potential to spark a trade war on wheels, reshaping supply chains across continents. And the stakes are high. Whoever wins this dispute won't just control the EV market, but also the future of global trade in clean energy technologies. In many ways, this is becoming the new front line of global economic competition. One of China's biggest weapons in this EV war is its dominance in battery technology. Companies like CATL and BYD supply the majority of the world's lithium-ion batteries, giving China control over the most expensive and critical part of an EV. Europe, meanwhile, is scrambling to build its own gigafactories, but progress is slow and costly. Even when European cars are assembled in Germany or France, many of their batteries still come from China. This dependence could leave Europe permanently reliant on Beijing unless it closes the technology and supply chain gap. In the EV industry, batteries are not just components, they are the strategic resource of the future. Whoever controls the battery market may ultimately control the EV market itself. The EV war isn't only about China and Europe, it's global. In the United States, Tesla dominates, while Washington shields its market with the Inflation Reduction Act to prevent Chinese EVs from flooding in. Japan and South Korea continue pushing hybrids and hydrogen fuel cells, hoping to carve out their own niche. But in emerging markets like Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America, China is already winning. With cheaper models and aggressive financing deals, Chinese EVs are spreading quickly, locking in markets before European or American rivals can compete. This shows the real battlefield isn't just in Europe. It's in the global South, where future demand will explode. And by the time Europe catches up, many of these markets may already be locked under Chinese influence. The EV war is only just beginning. If Europe cannot innovate quickly, it risks losing not just market share, but also the technological leadership it once held in the global auto industry. For China, the challenge will be balancing its aggressive expansion without provoking trade wars that could limit its reach. The next decade will determine who truly controls the future of mobility, clean energy, and industrial power. One thing is certain, this is more than a car war. It's a struggle for economic dominance in a changing world. And the outcome will shape not only industries, but also geopolitics for generations to come. So, what do you think? Can Europe fight back and protect its auto industry? Or has China already taken the lead in the EV war? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.